Everybody, and welcome to Wrassle Graps. My name is Chris,
My name is Vincent.
and today we're going to talk about AEW Dynamite, one of the biggest episodes probably in a long time. Uh, it's probably not fair. I mean, they had the CM Punk MJF thing last week, but just for all the hype surrounding it, probably one of the biggest in a while.
Honestly, yeah, probably. One of the biggest in a long time.
And of course, the big thing going in, the quote unquote mystery debut, which if you can guess, it probably wasn't a mystery, but
You actually lost did you actually watch the last week's show?
I did not watch last week's show.
Oh, I thought you did. I think you told me you did and that we shouldn't watch.
No, I didn't. I just said, "Hey, man, I'm just not feeling it. I don't feel like watching it today. Do you want to
Oh, yeah.
watch it?" And you were
Okay.
like, "No, I don't really want to do it either."
Yeah, I didn't want to do it either. I was like, hey, who cares? So I didn't watch it, so I have no idea if CM Punk lost last week, but that's cool.
I mean, he did because that's why there was a celebration thing here.
Oh, okay, I see.
It's really the first thing on the show.
I thought he won anyway.
Yeah, so yeah, it does kick off, of course, with the MJF celebration. I was looking forward to this all week just because I saw MJF's tweet of, "Don't worry, it's gonna be super humble. Don't worry about it." And I knew it wasn't. I just wanted to see how over the top it was.
I mean, he's an honest man. I thought it was pretty humble.
Just a couple signs, being carried out on the throne, some champagne, just
What the fuck did Excalibur call it?
some weird word that no one knew.
And then JR was like, what the fuck is that?
Jared said,
He
"You
was
wanna
like,
run
"That's
that by
just
me again,
it's a bunch
son?"
of dudes carrying a chair." It's like, "Oh."
It's what you're literally
The
looking at right
commentary
now,
team
Jared.
was so weird last night, man.
Because JR started sorry, not JR, Excalibur started busting out nerd terms, and no one knew what's going on there.
It was so, like, I don't know how to describe the commentary team at this point.
I'm telling you,
I
this
wasn't
is
feeling it really. I don't know, man. I feel like Tony Schiavone's ruining it, to
it's
be
I
honest.
was gonna say the exact same thing. It's gotta be Tony.
Yeah, he's kind of annoying, honestly.
It's, and, one of my favorite things, though, was MJF being carried to the ring. You could just see Tony or hear Tony Schiavone getting more and more angry about MJF. Just, I hate him so much. He's the worst. I can't believe he's here doing this. It's ridiculous.
He even jumped out of his seat to interview CM Punk. He's like, "I gotta go talk to him right now."
This man, he got up. Yeah, CM Punk comes down and to interrupt the thing.
What would
Tony
have
Schiavone,
happened if he didn't go and jump up and talk to him? He would have had no microphone, so he would have just been talking to nothing, basically.
I don't know. I think he would have just sat there doing the Arthur meme, two fists.
Probably. And then Stain and Darby come out with the bats.
Yeah, Punk
And then
comes out.
MJF's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, wait. Hold on there, pal. We
This season.
want rematches."
Well, before I get to that, dude, before
Well,
I
I
get
mean,
to
CM
that,
Punk wanted the rematch. He didn't care, honestly.
so
I think
Tony
MJF
Schiavone,
would have taken the match from last week and walked away with it.
before I get to that, though, Tony Schiavone, when CM Punk came out, jumped out of his seat like Jesus just came back to Earth from billions of years. Oh my God, that happened finally. Someone did it.
I mean, that's just how everyone reacted when CM Punk returned, right?
I know he's like just a couple months late.
Oh my god, it's him. It's Jesus.
It's a couple months late. If it was 4 months ago, it wasn't acceptable. Maybe
Honestly, he did look like Jesus for a time. Remember that?
in 2010, that was an interesting time.
Yeah, he did.
'Cause he,
He
as they
kinda
say,
thought he was God too, right? He was like, "Oh, I'll shave your head and you will become one of mine."
that was his whole gimmick. He was straight edge, therefore he was better than everyone else.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna redo that gimmick at some point in the future. Not as a wrestler, just in general.
No, as a wrestler.
No, just as a person.
No, it's okay.
Just to
That
make
might
sure
not
no
work
one
out for
likes me.
you. That definitely won't work out for you.
But anyway, like you said, Punk brings out Sting and Darby, and they're like, "I brought my friends. I brought these bats. We want a rematch."
We're ready to
And
play baseball.
I I mean, probably would have helped if we watched last week. When he said, "I want a rematch with Wardlow because he beat me last week."
I think Sting and Darby should bring out the baseball bats of the team that plays in the local town they're in.
I would like that. That'd be nice. Get a little
Maybe in,
sponsorship.
like, New York, and they'll be like, "Oh, here's the New York Yankee bat."
Very paint letters on there. It'd be nice. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
or matching fathers on baseball bats would also be
But I think
cool.
that's too much character for Darby Allin.
But they should have a
Like,
half.
Darby Allin's not that kinda guy.
They should have a half
Or Sting.
normal, half skeleton baseball bat for the Darby gimmick,
Yeah, true.
or as black and white baseball bats would also be cool if they could pull that off.
Yeah, I guess. He'll look like a black and white cookie.
Yeah,
He'll almost eat you. And you're like, "Oh, no, it's just a bat." Oh my god.
quickly reminded of the Seinfeld episode.
It's not a pastry. My god.
If I remember, it's the Seinfeld episode with the black and white cookie. You, you know why that's funny. Yeah,
Yeah, I guess.
that was a great episode to see Jerry said, I haven't puked in 10 years. He eats the black and white cookie. He's like, it ended my streak, Elaine. It ended it. Yeah, it's another show you can watch when you have
It
time.
is a show, yeah.
But anyways, CM Punk's like, I want a rematch. And Wardlow says, I
And, like,
really want
he
a
was
rematch.
given all these matches, right? But none of them ended up being a rematch of anything.
Yeah, originally I think it was he wanted the rematch with
"I want a
Sting.
rematch." And the other guy was like, "I want a rematch." And I want a rematch. And it just came out to this match that wasn't even a rematch. It was like, "What? Okay."
Eventually, it came down to FTR versus CM Punk and a partner of his choosing that was not Sting or Darby. That was the gimmick. And if CM Punk and the partner won, then MJF would give him the rematch whenever he wanted.
Yeah. But basically, he was like, "I wanna fight Wardlow because Wardlow did everything for you last week." But MJF clearly doesn't think that. He's like, "Oh, he's my best friend, man." Like, But yeah, before that though, MJF was cutting a promo and he's like, "The only guy to thank is Shawn Spears because you really pumped me up last week before the match. I couldn't have done it without you, man. You're the best." And
I,
Wardlow wasn't too happy. You can see it on his face. He was really amused.
they're really slowly building the fact that Wardlow is tired of this group and he hates it there. And that's going to be a fun feud, MJF and
Yeah.
Wardlow eventually.
But he eats it there. He eats Tony Schiavone. He eats everything.
I mean, how could you not hate
Yeah.
all those things? But speaking of Shawn Spears, why wasn't he requesting a rematch with CM Punk? Because after that 2-second loss, that's pretty embarrassing.
Because it'll just happen again.
I mean, maybe not if he's ready for it. I don't think.
At least 3 seconds this time.
At least 5. Just
No, that's
I
too
just want more
much.
for
It's
Shawn
too
Spears.
much time. Right.
Maybe at least he gets a punch in, possibly.
It's funny that it's funny that CM Punk squashed Shawn Spears, right? But more of those matches like don't end like that quickly.
Especially the next one. Before we get to that one, I have to talk about one thing that was not mentioned in the 5-minute Wrestle Talk review. Just pulling that out because that's where I got the notes from the show for. Because originally we
Uh,
weren't planning on doing the review, but yeah, I got the notes from there. Did not mention the Andrade and Sting and Darby segment in the back before the Wardlow match.
oh, okay, okay.
It's basically
I
Andrade.
thought Andrade was part of HFO,
He is, but he also wants to enlist Darby in his services.
but then what's that? Is that like Andrade, Cien Almas's faction? I don't know. What would that be called?
Well, uh, with the way it's going, I think what's going to happen is maybe because Matt Hardy kind of turned his back on Private Party later on in the show, maybe it's going to be when Matt can get Jeff in there, if Jeff wants to do it. Have the Hardy Boys on one side, and Andrade takes over the HFO. Maybe
Maybe I don't man. I don't like the HFO gimmick in general. Honestly,
it's not a bad. It's just that it's really weird. It's no one there feels like they're supposed to be there besides Private Party and Matt Hardy.
I feel like they shouldn't be hanging out with each other. I feel like they're all just kind of signed to the same person, but they probably shouldn't even be in a group together.
And realistically, Private
It's like you
Party hasn't
all
gotten much out of this.
you might be signed to the same record label, but do you hang out with your fucking fellow artists? Probably not.
Well, I mean, yes, but not to this degree, I would say.
Yeah, you wouldn't stick around with them the whole entire time and do nothing with them besides sit around and eat some food or whatever. You'd
Uh,
probably be out there making some music on your own and be like, "I'm gonna get that fucking money," right?
it's a weird pairing. You'd think they'd be doing a little bit more, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
whatever.
But yeah, so the segment basically is Andrade saying he wants Darby Allin to work for him. Darby says no. Andrade says that's fall. She will work for me, and I will be TNT champion. And Darby
before you,
says,
bitch.
yeah,
And
Darby said
then
I
they
would
were
also
like,
like to
"Oh,
be.
that's pretty true, actually. I do see that happening in your future."
That's my favorite part. Andrade walks away and sings. That's pretty true.
Yeah, that will happen. Darby was
Said
probably like, "Wait, what?"
Sting said, he ain't lying. I can tell you that much.
He's very serious. I can see it.
And Darby's like, damn it, Dad, why don't you ever support me in anything I do?
He walks away all angry. He stomps away.
You know what, son, get back. God,
These kids, am I right?
it's not my fault. He looks so determined. Did you hear his voice? Anyways, now I
Maybe
can
we
get
should
back.
sign with him.
Come on,
You'll
maybe,
learn some manners, kid.
just want to go home for a little bit, man. I just want to relax, hang out with that guy.
Yeah,
Someone else has
that
to
was that.
babysit you. So then we can get back to the Wardlow stuff. Wardlow actually left and changed into his suit for this match. It was him versus the Blade in a match that went on, I think, a bit longer than it had to.
Honestly, I didn't mind that he didn't have tape on.
Me neither. Me neither.
I thought it looked better, honestly.
It sells the fact more of he didn't have time to get ready fully.
No, I just think that should be his normal attire. No tape, no nothing. Just go out there, England, all. That's it.
You know, you need the tape, man. You want to be the big guy that has to get sidelined because of a wrist injury, so you didn't wear tape.
Yeah, it's true.
And that's pretty
But
embarrassing.
but it would be pretty dope though.
Yeah, I think it's just for the night to sell across the point that he didn't have time to get ready for this.
It would be pretty badass, I'll tell you.
So basically, the match is Wardlow um, sells a knee injury and then beats the Blade in a couple minutes with 4 power bombs. It's pretty impressive.
I mean, it was the Blade. I mean, he had a sign for him in the crowd. Did you see it?
The Blade sign did not, so
Yeah, there was a person that had the Blade sign.
that makes one person.
Who would waste their time on the Blade sign? I don't know, but somebody did.
And it's nothing against the Blade. It's just he hasn't been booked to the point where he should be getting
Like
signs. I
who
feel.
like saw the car and was like, "Oh, the Blade's gonna be on the show. Might as well make a sign for him."
Well, actually, they didn't know because this was pretty much impromptu announced. They were pretty much gambling on that.
They were yeah. Then who would fucking do that other than his own family?
Maybe that's who it was.
Maybe it was his family, perhaps.
The butcher. I used to understand the same for the butcher. The whole "every time I die" thing. That band breaking up, very sad. I get it. You know, I'm
The
still
band
gonna look
broke
it up.
up.
If they did, it was very sad
Oh
for me.
07, man. Oh 07.
Oh 07 indeed. Yeah, but he wasn't in the band though. I don't.
You don't think he was?
Maybe he
Well, wait
secretly
until
has a
you
band.
hear his background vocals.
That's pretty true. That's pretty true.
Yeah.
What do we got next up here? A Penta promo. Quick Penta promo. Apparently, he got misted by Malachi last week.
He said, "I
And
might not be able to see in one eyeball, but I can still see that you're a bitch."
I may be blind, but check out the school mask I just dug out of the graveyard.
Yeah. Honestly, I think Panda could probably just fucking work like he can't see, you know?
That's what him and Pack are doing, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I think like him no, I think he would be able to sell it though, like, you know?
You can do the whole
Like
Rey
he can
Mysterio,
wrestle and shit like that.
the
But
whole
like
Rey
he
Mysterio.
wrestles still good, but like he can't really see, you know?
I would love the gimmick of the whole Rey Mysterio thing where he used to have the one eye covered up because of the eye versus eye match. Just do that in both eyes. Would be
Yeah,
nice.
that would be cool.
Him and Daredevil.
I wonder if they'll also win the House of Black.
I mean, probably not. I don't feel like they have to do that.
I can see Julia Hart winning.
Well, they have been teasing that. I can see that too.
Yeah. She
But
looks a lot more like she would join it, you know?
in that case, though, I would like an explanation as to why she's the only person that's inclined to join after getting misted.
It's the point. It's the secret of the mist, man. Sometimes there's like these ingredients in the mist that persuade you, and then there's other ones that make you your mortal enemy.
Yeah,
So
only persuade females.
no, I don't think that's the case. I'm not really sure if that fits with Brody Lee, not Brody Lee, Brody. What's his name?
Okay.
With the Brody King, yeah, or not, but yeah.
Well, I mean, Burger King was all for it before a little missing.
Oh yeah, he didn't get misted, did he?
I think he did, but he was all for it beforehand, though.
I like it, I guess.
And of all people that got missing that weren't all for it before, though, Julia Hart was the only female that got missing, and she is the only one that wants in this group now.
True. Man, I don't fucking know what it is, man. Maybe it's just a little more subtle with the Pack and Penta.
Possibly.
I mean, they're
Possibly.
both names that start with P, right? So they're both pushing P, you know that. So
Totally.
maybe that's what it is, the power of pushing P.
Triple P, of course.
Yeah.
Uh, Speaking of groups that are not getting any more members but are struggling, actually, the Inner Circle really going through it tonight.
Yeah, man. They were having some family dividing issues.
So, of course, Proud and Powerful have been pretty much against the Inner Circle and Chris Jericho specifically, actually, because they feel like they've been held down by him.
I don't even think the inner circle were really ever a family, to be honest.
At the beginning, they were doing a lot together, but over the past couple of years, they haven't been doing too much.
Yeah. I feel like recently, as of late, they were just doing their own thing.
You can tell Jake Hager's not all for this breakup. He knows for a fact that once this group is over, he's not doing much.
Bye bye, Jake Hager. You're on Dark now.
Dark Elevation,
Dark Elevation, that's true.
even worse, actually, some would say it's Dark Elevation.
I like that Sammy Guevara keeps both belts. I need to see that more often with people.
I like that he wears them both on the waist. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Chris Jericho style.
Honestly, out of this whole thing, the only person who doesn't seem to be opinionated, at least not vocally, is Jake Hager. But of course,
Well,
you
he
have,
never talks really.
I know, that's why I was kind of thinking about it. But I mean, I feel like he would say something this time.
So yeah, basically started off. Chris Jericho was like, "Hey man, I knew we said attendance was mandatory and whatnot, but they didn't attend, so I don't know what to do because the apparent powerful weren't out there with Jake Hager and Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho. But then Apparent Powerful basically come out with their own theme song made by Mikey Ruckus or whatever. I don't know who made the song, and then they come out and then they're like, "Hey, Chris Jericho, fuck you." And that's basically the whole thing.
Yeah, basically, I said, we don't like you. And then Chris
We
Jericho
don't
said,
like you. You've been holding us down, and you know what? You're a bitch.
and then Chris Jericho said, you know what? Maybe I picked the wrong members from LAX. Maybe I should go up Homicide and Hernandez. And then at that point, Santana tried to choke out Chris Jericho. And
Yeah.
I think Sammy tried to break it up, and then Chris pushed him. And Sammy's like, you know what? If you guys don't figure this out, I'm gone.
Yeah, they were questioning in the middle. They were questioning Eddie Kingston's involvement in the whole thing. Chris Jericho was like, "Hey, what the fuck has Eddie Kingston done for you that I haven't done for you, man? I took you in, I made you part of my group and whatnot. And Eddie Kingston, what did he do for you?" And they were like, "You don't know what Eddie Kingston did for us, all right?" So that was the big drama point right there, and then eventually elevated to the whole entire LAX thing.
Really, I say the biggest thing coming out of this is a picture of Santana looking directly at the camera. That was a pretty nice picture, pretty
I didn't
meme-worthy, I would
see
say.
it because I didn't go on Twitter.
Well, you will see it, and you'll see it's pretty meme-worthy.
Yeah, that's what I want to see, man.
But also the takeaway is that next week it'll be Proud and Powerful versus Hager and Jericho. And I don't know the status of Eddie Kingston, but if he is well enough to do it, maybe he gets involved and it costs him a match, Jericho and Hager.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see what happens. I mean, right now everyone's leaving the group, so I'm gonna say that the inner circle probably won't be a thing very soon.
Yeah, maybe that's for the best actually.
Their merchandise was never good.
That's too bad. I mean, the All Elite Crate one was pretty cool actually.
Well, who has that shirt, Chris?
Me, I have.
Guess what? Other people don't have it, man.
Well, that's
Other
tough.
people can't buy it. All right.
Some people are not All Elite.
So maybe, perhaps, their shirts were shit.
Maybe, but I'm just saying.
Why can't they just release a good shirt to the people?
Maybe that's the problem. Maybe when they do that, they'll be more unified. Who knows?
Perhaps, yeah. They finally have a good shirt. It's all good. I never really thought about Chris Jericho as a merchandise type of guy.
He was doing a bunch of merchandise in the beginning. He's not doing a lot now, but he was
The
back
whole
then.
list thing was kind of good, but I don't remember which shirts came out of that.
This WWE, he had a couple things.
I don't remember what they looked like, to be
I think to
honest.
buy your own list, he had one shirt that said, "You just made the list."
Yeah, I remember those. I mean, I don't know. I probably wanted those shirts back in the day.
I don't remember much other shirts. I know he had that one really cool ringside exclusive figure where he had the
What?
list and the
Oh,
scarf.
I
But
have that one. I have that.
that's a
I
neat
got it
one.
from GameStop.
Yeah, it's a really cool figure.
Yeah.
But I remember when he went to AEW, he had the little bit of the bubbly, the T-shirt. He also had a figure with that one. The Painmaker stuff was in New Japan, but kind of brought it over.
The paintmaker doesn't mean much, does it?
No, not really.
It's like, I'm face paint with spikes, you know?
He did stab
It's
somebody
like the
with that
demon.
once.
Oh, he did, yeah, that's true.
So, I mean, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
The most recent Chris Jericho merchandising endeavor I remember was a complete list of Jericho, which I still have a problem with because it's not a complete list. But
Hmm. That's
yes,
false advertising.
at the time, it might have been true.
I think
But
it's clickbait, personally.
at the time, it might have been true, but you can't release a complete list of your matches when you're still wrestling. It just doesn't work like that.
Yeah, I personally think it's clickbait.
Whatever. Anyways, uh, speaking of groups, back groups actually are doing pretty well. Uh, the Young Bucks and Adam Cole, they beat down on Roppongi Vice, who they'll be going up against uh,
That's just
over
sad.
Rampage.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous.
That's pretty tough, but they did get Jay White through the Forbidden Door.
Who?
Switchblade. Jay White, probably member of the Bullet Club still. I'm not sure.
Who?
The guy who showed up after people stopped caring about New Japan, the Bullet Club.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That guy.
Which I mean, it's unfortunate, but after they lost Kenny and the Bucks, you know,
Yeah, I've never been a big Jay White fan, so I don't really care too much about this. But I think he could do some cool stuff, I guess.
I don't want to form too much of an opinion on him yet, just because I know he's gotten better. I haven't seen his matches since then, so I'm gonna reserve
Yeah.
judgments. But he looks pretty cool.
He looks cool. I mean, honestly, to me, he was always kind of boring. Like I never thought he had like a good anything, to be honest.
I mean, the gimmick sounded pretty cool. The T-shirt he had with the switchblade, and the red sun at the
Switchblade sounds
skeleton.
cool, but he's not cool. So
Oh no, we'll see. But the main
we'll
thing,
see how I
unfortunately,
feel
is
about him as he goes into AEW.
really like the subtle storytelling though of Adam Cole bringing in these people that Kenny Omega necessarily wouldn't trust, and the Bucks being like, "Yeah, I don't know about this,"
I
and
don't know if Kenny would, and Adam Cole was like, "Wait,
Adam Cole's like, "Yeah, but I mean, I would."
you gotta trust me.
Adam Cole says, "I would," and they're like, "Ah, all right, whatever."
We'll let it slide for now.
You just wait till Kenny gets back, pal.
You just wait."
But moving on, we get to the big debut, which was Keith Lee, and
I know they
pretty
did
cool
two
match.
surprises back to back to back. Well, back to back, not back. There was no three. There was no third back.
They said in like 5 minutes we witnessed the inner circle imploding, Jay White showing up, Keith Lee showing up. Some would say one of those things doesn't fit in there like that, but it's a different thing entirely.
Yeah, true. But yeah, they put Keith Lee right after Jay White, man. I mean, they got a little obsessive after the first one worked out with Daniel Bryan and what was it? Brian
And Adam
Danielson and
Cole.
somebody else, Adam Cole. Yeah,
And did the Adam Cole thing, he came in and joined the Bullet Club or the Elite. And immediately they had Daniel Bryan debut or Brian
they
Daniels.
were like, it works. Two back to back surprises works. I'm telling you. And they did it in the middle of the show this time too.
They're trying to make sure they bump up that rating. They know what they're doing.
Yeah. So I mean, honestly, I was like, it's Keith Lee, right? Some people were like talking about it might be people that were like are like they might breach a contract or some shit. Like, no, it's not gonna happen.
Mhm.
Like, I
I
don't
mean,
think anyone from that's like currently released and has a no non-compete clause would even work for AEW at that. I feel that would just be the biggest legal shit
yeah.
shitstorm that would happen. But whatever. I can see it happening. Like, I could see Tony Khan being like, "Fuck you, Vince. I got your guy even before the non-compete clause
I mean,
ran
it's
out."
not impossible if he lies out the contract, but I don't think he would.
I don't think he would do that. Yeah. I think he has that respect. or whatever.
Of course, it was either Keith Lee or Jeff Hardy, everyone assumed. And I would have found another one. I was happy to see Keith Lee just because there's more I want to see him do in AEW.
I thought, yeah, I was like, it could possibly be Jeff Hardy. It kind of makes sense. But
Yeah.
overall, it was Keith Lee. So I think Keith Lee is really good. And I think, does he make his own theme song or is that Mikey Ruckus doing the whole thing?
This time around, it wasn't Keith Lee rapping on there,
It was Ruckus.
according to Ruckus on Twitter,
It
because they did
wasn't.
not want to call him in during his honeymoon to do that, which is
That is
respectable.
true. That's nice. But what
But at
if you
some point,
waited for for him?
at some point, though, I would like to see him redo that theme song.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not
Keith
sure how
Lee,
the song actually sounds. Like, is it released?
I think it's on YouTube.
Yeah, okay, cool.
He
I
just
don't
looks
think it
so
sounds
happy to be
that
there.
that good personally, but it sounds fine.
Well, it's very hard to match his original NXT theme song that was the Keith Lee theme song.
Well, there was 2 good songs he had, though. He had
That
2.
that was around for like 5 seconds, so I don't remember that one.
That was good too.
I mean, I'm sure it was good. It's just it wasn't around for that long.
Well, he wasn't, but they were both good.
Man, I just really happy for Keith Lee though. He looks so happy to be there.
He looks real happy. There was so he was doing some cool shit. Love when Keith Lee does basically all the cool shit that he does. But there was also that awkward part in the middle of the match with Matt Hardy left, um, yeah, left the ring area to like go into
And
the
I already
fans or
said,
whatever.
man, I
Yeah,
already said these dudes are trash, man. I'm out of here.
yeah, and then the commentator was like, "Wow, it's so abnormal of him to do that, man. That's so weird that he would just go into the crowd like that."
A lot of people pointed out that that was a reference to Jeff Hardy leaving the house show a few months ago.
Yeah, pretty much.
So that's an interesting thing. I'm interested in seeing where that goes.
Yeah, I'm interested. I'm not sure if it would go anywhere because I feel like it was just kind of a bit.
It might be a bit, might be a tease, one or the other. Who knows?
And I feel like it might just be a bit, honestly. So the
It could.
commentators can say that, and then that's it.
Uh,
'Cause I feel
uh,
like even if it was a thing, they might just come back together at the end of the day and be like, "Oh, we're the private Hardys again."
Possibly, but I mean, I would like the private party to break away right now. It's because the HFO is not doing a lot for them.
Yeah. But that was kind of weird, and then, like, the fans got a little quiet in the middle there, and then some botches happened, I think, and then they got back in the ring and they finished the match off. It was good.
Yeah, overall, it's a really good introduction for Keith Lee, I feel. Just he gets over what he can do. You can see he's just a charismatic big dude that can move quick, do these cool spots. Yeah, honestly, I think he's gonna do some cool things here.
I think he'll be an AEW World Champ.
Hopefully, yeah. I don't
I
think
don't
he's
see
gonna
why
peak
not.
Hangman's reign, but maybe after that.
Do they have a media scrum after this? Or is that only for pay-per-views?
I think that's only for pay-per-views, but I mean, there might have been an exception. I'm not sure.
I feel like they make exceptions for, like, big shit.
Possibly. I mean, they could have. I just
I
know
feel like
that
we'd hear more about it?
the only things I remember hearing are Tony Khan's tweets that he had after the show.
What did he say, man?
He said he broke a few rules of the Forbidden Door. I don't know what they were, but something
What?
about that. And then he only secured Jay White on Friday. So
Oh my god.
those are the two things I saw. There could have been more.
He's a bad boy.
If you know what those two rules are, that'd be cool. Let us know down below.
Yeah.
Was it two rules? Just what I don't remember. It was a rule of sorts.
Ooh.
Next up, we get to a match that I really enjoyed this match. Punk and Mox versus FDR.
It was a
Whatever they
good
get.
match, yeah. It was good. They both killed it, both teams.
For something that felt pretty impromptu, it was probably planned out throughout the day or over the week. It's really good. It's a lot better than I
Yeah,
thought
for
it was
sure.
gonna be.
Yeah, I think, both people or both teams worked together well.
Yeah, they work together really well. They have some great spots in there, totally taking the GTS.
I mean,
Just
that
love
was kind of awkward, though.
that was an awkward spot, but I mean, I
He didn't
figured
know how to take the GTS. He didn't even know how to get onto the shoulders of Punk. It was not good.
he went up there. It's like he said, "No, I don't want to do this." Actually, and Punk said, "That's too bad. We're
I
doing
think
it."
he thought it was a gut pump, too. I'm not even sure.
Yeah, he just kinda bent over and then he fell over, but it's
"Oh,
kinda
my
weird.
stomach ache."
It was a weird sell, but I appreciate that he tried it at least.
Yeah. It's like he's never seen a GTS before. Maybe he hasn't. I don't know.
Maybe he just got confused. Maybe Punk's knee went a little bit too low or something.
Oh my god, low blow. Shit.
Referee, he just hit me in the dick. I disqualified. But besides that, though, it's a great match. If you haven't seen this, let me check out the other show, but this specifically was a fantastic match.
I checked out the Jay Cargill match before this one, to be honest.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, I think that one was like 5 stars.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, personally, like on my Dave Meltzer scale, I got it over here and it says 5 stars. So
Yeah, the Meltzer scale is wow. Okay.
Meltzer scale's never wrong, I'm telling you.
That's it. Well, this was Jade Cargill versus a new signee, AQA, for the
Is that
TBS
the next match,
championship.
really?
Yeah, that's next up.
Okay, cool.
There could have been some stuff in between. I'm not sure. Don't really remember.
I feel like there would be a segment, right? In the middle.
That's probably they had at some point they had the Jurassic Express and Gun
Oh,
Club
yeah.
recap that could have been here.
They were like, "We're really handsome," and then Jurassic Express was like, "We're gonna kick your ass."
Basically, actually, yeah.
And yeah, that's it.
Then we get to the Jade and AQA match. I enjoyed it. I really liked AQA's shooting star splash. That was really good.
Bro, okay, I'm gonna say this, I don't think AQA is actually ready for TV.
That's that's pretty fair, but I enjoyed the
Like, I
shooting
don't
star.
think her moves like, it was just so awkward, like, the whole entire match. From what I saw, it just was not hitting.
Yeah, from what I understand, she's a trainee at Booker T school, so that was
Her
interesting.
shooting star was good, right? That's
It's
the
pretty
only
good.
move I saw that was good. The other ones look sloppy, so I'm hoping she works on that. I
I'm
don't
sure she
think she
will.
should have been on the TV.
I think you give her some time, she'll get better.
I think so, yeah.
But overall, of course, Jade retains her title.
Was this a title match?
It was a title match, yes.
Really?
It was an open challenge, yes.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of
Fair, I guess.
open challenges here, next up is Serena Deeb's beat the clock challenge, where she challenges a rookie to beat her in 5 minutes or last 5 minutes.
I'm waiting
Uh,
for a rookie to actually beat her.
that's gonna be an interesting day, or just last in 5 minutes. That'll be
She'll
pretty
beat her
interesting.
ass or something after the match.
Well, this one did not do that. Katie Arquette lost
A
in 1 minute.
failure. 1 minute loss.
It was drawn out to exactly 1 minute, actually, just because Deeb wanted to make it 1 minute.
Hey, it's true. She was like, "Hey, how we can finish this at any time."
So, there wasn't. It was cool to see the two women's matches on there, but they weren't all too crazy,
Oh, it was
right?
2 women's matches too, man. That's actually a good milestone.
Yeah, that's probably maybe a first,
It's
possibly.
progress. Hell yeah.
Good for Tony.
Good for AEW.
Before I do forget, I think at some point in between this, there was the teaser for next week's women's match, which is Thunder Rosa versus Mercedes Martinez in a no DQ match. That
That's gonna
should
be
be good.
something. That should be some good shit,
It should be
as Vince
quite good.
McMahon would say. I wonder how Vince McMahon feels about, AEW getting, like, 1.13 million ratings and shit.
I honestly don't know. You hear people say he doesn't watch it, he doesn't care. You have people saying, of
I feel
course
like
he
he would
does.
care about the ratings though, like, you could say that he doesn't give a fuck, but I mean, when it comes to that fucking ratings in the demo, man,
He might,
he's probably like, "Wow, I don't think that's good."
I don't think
But
guys like Mac.
also, AEW's not consistent enough for him to actually give a fuck, so
I mean,
honestly, at that point, you just expect the rating to go down next week, so that's fine.
I feel like a guy like that wouldn't care until the company starts either beating him in the ratings or starts,
Like, if these ratings
you
start
know,
rising, man, at some point, that's when you start worrying. But as of right now, you probably have 0 things to worry about with AEW because their ratings kinda go down and fluctuate so constantly that it's not even worth worrying about.
I think a guy that cares unless they start cutting into his profit margin. Once he stops making money because of them, then
Exactly.
that'll be probably when. But for now, I don't think he cares too
I
much.
think social media wise, like every week or like not every week, but usually there's always like this one big thing that fucking happens, dude. I think it's like so many likes and retweets and shit like that. But I don't think that even matters to anybody. It just
I mean,
never happens for WWE. That's what I noticed there. You know,
that's pretty true, yeah. Like this
like
week,
yeah.
Keith Lee's debut gets a million views on YouTube in like 24 hours. That's pretty big for him.
It's just it's kind of unheard of with the WWE shit because they don't do anything interesting all the time.
At least recently, yeah.
I think Danhausen shows up, that's good. Keith Lee shows up, that's good. He's probably the Jay White thing probably got a decent amount of views too. So
But I mean, next up we get to what I'm very excited to talk about the Hangman Lance Archer match, the Texas Death Match, and
let's start it off, bro.
it was a great time.
I was ready to hear the Hangman music.
I mean, I was too, but they threw Lance Archer through some glass. So I mean, that was
Was
something.
that? I mean, I thought that was cool, but the glass definitely didn't. It was definitely some bullshit.
I get you want to hear the Hangman match, but I just like that. Even though it's not that great of a feud, they tried to sell it like this big blood feud thing. I appreciate that.
I like the blood.
And we almost got through that whole thing, but
I don't
Craig got us
remember
off.
what were we talking about.
The main event, we were this close to being
Oh,
over.
really? We're so close.
So anyway, Hangman and Archer. We talked about the glass paint spot. That was pretty cool. And then we get to the actual
Mhm.
match itself. These dudes, you see Texas Death Match, you know someone's gonna bleed, but these dudes, they bled a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
I think Hangman was the first one. No, it was Archer actually.
I like the way
Archer.
the spots were set up too.
Yeah. They
Every
had
spot was set up pretty perfect.
a lot of cool things. First off, Hangman almost beat Archer with a buckshot. So Dan Lambert came out to cut off the or just unscrew the turnbuckle so he couldn't use the top rope.
To
So
cut off the rope.
that was the whole story of the match. Just Hangman realizes he can't do the move anymore, so he has to figure out a way to do it. And eventually they
Yeah,
did, but in between that, they had some cool stuff.
that
Where
is actually very interesting.
it was an interesting thing, and they had an actually pretty excellent solution to that. I
It would
think
be funny if the referee took all his time, or I forgot who the referee was, so maybe her,
Paul
whoever,
Turner.
took all his time to put that turnbuckle back up and shit like that. He's like, "Hold on, stop hold on. You can keep wrestling, but I'm just gonna focus on this over here, okay?"
Referee's just taking his time down and
So
Jake
we
on the
put the bolt
outside.
over here, we put this bolt
What
over
are you doing?
here.
You're
Hey,
ruining
what's
the
going on
spot.
over there? Oh my god. Okay, put the bolt over here.
Paul, you're ruining the spot. What the hell are you doing? I'll spot this, pal. I'm putting it back up.
I'm putting this back up. I'm a very neat guy, okay?
Ruin my ring. See how that goes over.
Yeah, ruin my ring? No, I'm in it. No, not gonna happen.
But yeah,
That's what I would like to see.
this is a
All right,
bit
it's all
ironic.
fixed. You can hit your buckshot lariat, okay?
Here, see, now, I don't want to see anything. I know it's no disqualification sort of deal, but if I see any of you touch it, I'm throwing you out of here just for fun.
Disqualification, all right? This rope stays here.
I would ruin this match. I swear to God,
Yeah,
man. Yeah, they had some pretty brutal spots. So they had Hangman getting completely nailed with the lid of a trash can. I know it's a typical spot, but just the way this one was executed, it felt pretty brutal.
pretty trash. Well, pretty good.
I mean, of course, the more brutal spot was Lance Archer doing the blackout to Adam Page, throwing him
Oh
over the
my
top rope
god, bro, that was
onto the
so
steel
crazy.
steps.
That was so insane.
Dude, that had to suck. It just had to suck.
It for sure had to suck. I can't
It
imagine a world where it didn't suck.
had to be the worst back bump he's taken his entire life.
Your spine is now realigned, or worse,
On the line, probably.
unaligned, split in half.
And yet Jake Roberts beating up Hangman for a minute. He thought he knocked him down. He tried to do the DDT, but it stopped him.
It's not gonna happen.
And then just to go a little screw you to him, Hangman hits the DDT immediately after on Archer.
Yeah, it did happen. So
Yeah, maybe that goes into a thing with them later. I don't know.
early with the table spot at the end, though.
But yeah. Hangman leaps over the back of Paul Turner, hits the buckshot lariat with barbed wire on his arm on Lance Archer, puts him through two tables, and wins the match.
And that sounds as awesome as it looked.
Both of those things, yes.
Yeah.
It was
And
just a really fun
just like
match.
that, Lance Archer retained.
No, we did not.
So
Just like that, Hangman
Hangman,
retains.
Adam Page. Yeah.
And then after that, immediately after, get the tease for Cole versus Hangman, probably at Revolution, which should be a
I didn't
lot of
even
fun.
know Adam Cole was even the number one contender.
No, no, that kind of caught me off guard.
I was kind of like, he's definitely not even in contention for that shit.
You would, I mean, I know there was a lights out match and everything with Orange Cassidy, but you feel like that would knock it down a little bit.
Yeah. I just felt like, he just wasn't on that like route.
Yeah, me neither, but I mean, I'm sure they'll have
I
a
felt like
great
CM
match.
Punk was closer.
CM Punk probably him and MJF are probably a lot closer.
Yeah, but whatever, it's fine.
I understand
MJF
though.
is definitely so much closer.
I understand though not wanting to throw MJF in there, having him take the loss so soon.
Yeah,
But
it is what it is. Adam Cole was being pushed to the moon, I guess.
I'm really interested though in seeing where that dynamic plays in with Jay White and Red Dragon there, and if it has
That
any
is interesting. It's kind of all a bit messy.
bit messy for the elite. We'll see where that goes.
It's like the Undisputed mixed with Bullet Club, and I don't know how I feel about it. I guess it's cool. Cool.
And you have Tamatong on Twitter posting his reactions to it. See how that goes.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting.
But just like that, I think we've
I'm
reached.
talking just says shit, right? But I'm not sure if you ever. I'm not sure if anything's gonna actually happen.
I mean, no one thought Kenta was going to show up on AEW television when he did.
Did happen at some point.
It did, yeah. And I mean, if that could happen, then anything can happen, really. Tell me
Anything
Rishi
can
was
happen
there.
in the world of professional wrestling.
But overall, I'm curious to see what you thought. But I think for me, it's just a double thumbs up episode.
Double thumbs up, it is.
If you haven't seen it, please do check it out. And just like that, besides the plugs, which we'll get to in a minute, we're done. See Craig could have waited 5 more minutes. It's 5 more.
Yeah, Craig, what the fuck are you doing?
And yeah,
Anyway, you should go follow us on all our social media accounts. We're everywhere. Go on our podcasting platforms, every single podcasting platform. We're everywhere. Apple Podcasts, leave a 5-star review. That always helps. Go on YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like, comment, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell, do all that good stuff. And we'll see you next one. Bye.